Hi everyone! Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm your friend Alexander Delius Abuan Estrada from Accountancy, Business and Management in Doña Loyo de Guzman Memorial National High School. And I'm so excited you're joining me here today. But before we start, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell icon to stay updated for more content about personal growth, lifestyle tips, and building the life you deserve. Today, we're diving into an exciting and life-changing topic, which is the 10 tips on achieving financial freedom. Before we start, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like managing money as a student is super hard? Or sometimes you felt like money controls your life? Like you're always running out of allowance and waiting for the next time you get your baon? Or you're struggling to save up for something important? If so, you're not alone. A lot of students, including me, feel that way. But here's the good news. Financial freedom is possible for anyone, even as a student. As a student like you or like me, we can take steps toward financial freedom. Financial freedom doesn't mean being super rich or having millions of pesos, but it means being able to handle your money wisely and being able to make decisions without stressing over your finances. Imagine having enough savings to buy what you want, what you need, help with your school projects, or even treat yourself once in a while without feeling guilty. In today's vlog, I'll share you the top 10 super practical tips to help you get started on your journey to financial freedom, even while you're still in school. Each tip comes with real-life examples and simple explanations. So after this video, you can start applying them right away. No complicated math or boring stuff, I promise you. So grab your notebook, your favorite drink, or just sit back and relax. So let's dive into these 10 life-changing tips for a bright financial future. So let's get started. Are you ready? Let's go! So the first step to financial freedom is to set a clear financial goals. Think of your goals like a roadmap that guide you on saving money. Ask yourself, what do I want to save for? Maybe it's a new gadget, school materials, or even college tuition in the future. Be specific. For example, instead of saying, I want to save money, say, I want to save 5,000 pesos in 3 months for a new cellular phone. When your goal is clear and specific, you know exactly what you're working toward. The next step is to create a budget. A budget is simply a plan for your money or how you spend your money. For example, if you get a 500 pesos allowance per week, before you spend the money, you already know where do you put and buy your money. So you need to divide it, like 200 pesos for the food, 100 pesos for the transportation, 100 pesos for your savings, and 100 pesos for your other needs. Write it down or use a budgeting app. This way, you'll know where your money goes and avoid overspending. Tip number 3 is to save consistently. And this is one of the most important habits you need to build. Saving doesn't have to be a big amount right away. Even if you can set aside just 20 pesos or 50 pesos each day, it adds up over time. Let's do a simple math. Saving 50 pesos means 1,500 in a month or 18,000 in a year. That's a lot of money, right? That can go toward your goals like contributing to your family's needs or starting a small business. The key to saving consistently is finding a system that works for you. Use a coin bank or jar at home where you can drop your savings daily. Or if you have an access to a bank account, deposit your money there for safekeeping. Make it automatic. Treat saving like it's a regular bill you need to pay. Consistency is what a small efforts into a big result. We all love treating ourselves, whether it's snacks, drinks, or impulse buys online. But sometimes we overspend on things we don't really need. That's why tip number 4 is about avoiding unnecessary spending. It doesn't mean you can enjoy life, but it's about being mindful or where your money goes. For example, let's talk about our favorite milk tea. A student favorite, like me, my favorite is milk tea. If you're spending 120 pesos on milk tea every day, that's around 3,600 pesos a month. Imagine saving even a half of that instead of buying milk tea every day. Treat yourself once or twice a week and save the rest. The same goes for snacks, trendy gadgets, or clothes. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Or can I save it for something more important? By cutting back on a small unnecessary expenses, you'll find that you have more money to save or use for things that truly matter. Tip number 5 is a big one. Avoid borrowing money unless it's absolutely necessary. Borrowing money might seem like a quick fix when you're short on cash, but it's often leads to more stress, especially if you can't pay it back on time or quickly. Here's why borrowing can be risky. When you borrow money, you're committing to pay it back, sometimes with interest. If you can't repay on time, the amount you owe can grow, making it harder to manage your finances. For example, borrowing 500 pesos for a week might seem small, but if the lender charges interest, you could end up paying back 600 pesos or more. That extra 100 pesos could have been saved instead. If you really need to borrow money, make sure you have a clear plan for paying it back. For instance, if you borrow from a friend, commit to returning it on your next allowance day. But ideally, it's better to save up for what you instead of relying on debt. Our next step is to track your spending. One simple way to stay on top of your finances is to track your spending. This means writing down or keeping a record of everything you spend. You can use a notebook, a budgeting app, or even your phone's notes app. For example, if you buy snacks, transportation, or supplies, list down how much you spend every day. At the end of the week, review it and see where your money is going. Tracking your spending helps you identify areas where you might be overspending and shows you how much you can save by cutting back on unnecessary items. Our tip number 7 is to buy in bulk or look for discounts. As a student, finding ways to stretch your money is a great hobby. One way is to buy in bulk or to take advantage of discounts. For example, instead of buying a single pack of snacks every day, buy a bigger pack for the week. It's usually cheaper per piece. When you shop for school supplies, check if there are sales or discounts for buying in sets. This strategy helps you save money on the things you already need, so you can use the extra for savings or other priorities. So our next tip is to reuse and recycle. Sometimes you don't need to spend at all. You can reuse or recycle what you already have. For example, instead of buying a new book, use the blank pages of the old one. Or if you need supplies for a school project, ask your friends or your family if they have a material you can borrow instead of buying new one. This tip not only helps you save money, but also reduces waste, which is good for the environment and for us. One of the best tips on financial freedom is learning to be simple and contented. It means appreciating what you already have instead of always wanting more. For example, instead of buying the latest phone, be happy with the one you have as long as it still works well. This mindset helps you save money and focus on what truly matters, like education or future goals. Be focused on your personal needs, not into your personal or own wants. Our tip number 10, or our last tip, might be one of the hardest but most important tips. Learn to say no to unnecessary expenses. For example, if your friend invite you to eat out, but it's not in your budget, don't be afraid to suggest a cheaper alternative or politely decline. It's okay to say no when something doesn't align with your financial goals. Remember, it's not about depriving yourself. It's about being smart with your money and focusing on what truly matters to you. Alright, we are done in discussing the 10 practical tips on achieving financial freedom. But before we end this video, let's quickly recap the 10 tips for achieving financial freedom as a student. So our number 1 is to set financial goals. Number 2 is to create a budget. Number 3 is to save consistently. Number 4 is to avoid unnecessary spending. Number 5 is avoid borrowing money. Number 6 is to track your spending. Number 7, buy in bulk or look for discounts. Number 8, reuse and recycle. Number 9, learn to be simple and contented. And our tip number 10 is to learn to say no. Achieving financial freedom is all about making small and consistent changes that adds up over time. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional and mindful with your money. If you found out this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and comment below your favorite tip or your own strategies on saving money. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on more tips and hacks for living your best life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay financially smart and keep building the life you deserve. Bye-bye!